And we also have little fun whales to give out to children of all ages. So enjoy the on-water demonstration.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris Nilsson, Senior Harbour Patrol Officer for the Vancouver Fraser Port Authority. If you look off of Canada Place North Berth, you'll see a handful of the Port Authority's ship berthing tugs doing their thing. These tugboats are specifically built for ship berthing and escort duties, making certain the ships that pass in and out of the Port of Vancouver are handled safely and put alongside with the guidance of the BC Coast pilots with the utmost care and precision. These vessels have 360-degree azimuthing drives. Each one of them is at least 5,000 horsepower or more, and any one of them could very easily be tied to a series of tractor-trailer trucks on the dock and drag it off. They have so much pull. In fact, the propellers underneath those things are so big you could stand up inside the nozzle with your arms completely outstretched and you would not be able to touch each side. Also, if you look over at the C-SPAN Raptor, she's the red and white ship berthing tug that's just ahead of the conning stand here. You'll see she has a couple of firefighting monitors. Those monitors are for putting out large shipboard fires. They're not going to use them right now because if they did, we'd all get very, very wet. They're going to let the water demonstration be for the fire department. But those ships are also escort classed. They have a large fin on the bow which allows them to do what's called indirect towing. So they can affect the direction of a ship not by trying to push it, but by dragging the back around to help steer it if there's any trouble. And as you'll see, you see the SST Salish here. She is the yellow and blue tug going sideways. Because these tugboats are spoon-shaped hulls and have these large azimuthing drives, they can move in any direction. In fact, they go almost as fast backwards as they do forward. Interesting fun fact about ship berthing tugs: the world's two leading architects for ship berthing tugs reside in Vancouver, one of them being McElwain, the other one being Robert Allen. So the Vancouver waterfront is home to some of the world leading technology for ship berthing tug design. And as you look a little bit more to the left, you'll see the Cates 3, the Cates 8, and the C-SPAN Venture. The Cates 3 is a Generation 1 ship berthing tug. You can see there, she is what they started out looking like. She's doing a little pirouette for us. Thank you guys. And as you look at her and then you look at the C-SPAN Kestrel, there's a bit of a design change, and that's lessons learned over the years. The other two C-SPAN tugs, the Venture and the Cates 8, those are traditional general service tugs. They're used for towing barges, assisting with ship berthing, moving lines and what have you. Still very important, a lot of their work is done in the Fraser River, shunting barges of paper, materials and fiber around. And I missed them because they came in early, but if you look far to the right, you'll see a small blue and white boat. That's one of the Port Authority's 5 patrol boats. That's the VFPA 5. Those boats are tasked with making certain that navigational and harbor safety is adhered to, and they spend a lot of their time managing safe boating activities and safe shipping initiatives. And not to be forgotten, if we look to the left, there's a small blue and white tugboat. That's called the Timac Tide. Timac is a very important company. They're one of those companies that keep us going, and that they manage most of the cargo operations from the waste disposal side of things for the cruise ships. So you never really see those small tugs or the water taxis that work with them, but they are the people that go around and do the awkward jobs that are not very popular but very critical to the management of a port. Everything from taking the pilots out to the ships, managing waste, assisting with all sorts of harbor cleanup projects. Oh, and here we have a couple of tug-of-wars or push-offs. So the Venture and the Cates 8 and the two SAM boats are having a push. So what you're seeing there is two 5,000 plus horsepower tugboats doing their best to push each other back. So there's probably some very dizzy fish over there. And this isn't something that we get very often. Normally these vessels are far too busy and far too costly to operate, so the fact that they've come over to do a show and tell for us and show off is a real treat. I know the crews like to have a chance to strut their stuff, but usually it's all working maneuvers. Let's give them all a big wave for coming in and showing the fantastic maneuverability that they have. And in just a minute, don't go away, the Coast Guard and Royal Canadian Marine Search and Rescue Unit 2 are going to come out and do a search and rescue scenario for us. One of the Coast Guard's full-time staff members from the Kitts Base is going to hop in the water and pretend to be a casualty. They will be recovered by RCMSAR Station 2, and then they will be transferred, so it'll be casualty transfer from one search and rescue asset to another. A very real-world scenario that unfortunately plays out here more than we like, but these interagency training opportunities are just the thing, and to do it in front of an audience so that everybody can see what it looks like under a safe environment is a real treat.